And there might be volatility, and that's the topic of our next discussion. There might be volatility after the Gujarat election verdict is out. The first phase of polling for the Gujarat Assembly elections ended with a total voter turnout of about 68%. 977 candidates contested from 89 of the total 182 constituencies. The seats were spread out over 19 districts of Kutch, Saurashtra and South Gujarat. Prominent candidates in the fray included Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, Congress's Shakti Singh Gohil and Paresh Dhanani. To discuss what's at stake, well, we all know what's at stake really, but we are joined by Shankkar Aiyer, political economy analyst and visiting fellow at IDFC Institute. He is the author of Aadhaar, a biometric history of India's 12-digit revolution and accidental India as well. Shankkar also writes a column on Bloomberg Quint. Thought Capital is the name of the piece. So welcome to the show, Shankkar. Thanks so much for taking the time out this morning. Any takeaways? Any takeaways with the kind of turnout that we had for the first phase and within specific districts as well?
Well, the turnout suggests that there is the intensity that we saw in the campaign is reflected in the voting. And although historically Gujarat voting turnouts have been high, the turnout in the districts that went to poll yesterday, a large number of them also urban industrial business hubs, would keep both the Congress and the BJP on tenterhooks. If you look at it in terms of market parlance, the voters in Gujarat have been long on Narendra Modi, and the Congress wants Congress wants voters to go short on BJP, and that's a very difficult equation to arrive at. And the only thing that stands between BJP and the defeat is Narendra Modi.
Well, that's an interesting way to put it as well. Shankkar, though, the question is, almost, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but at least the last election, maybe the elections before that in Gujarat, have seen urban Gujarat voting dominantly in favor of BJP. Rural was probably split, maybe some tilt towards Congress as well. This time around, that the commentary, Shankkar, before this election started was that a lot of industrial business Gujarat was unhappy with the GST implementation. Maybe they were unhappy with GST itself, and therefore the question mark was whether the urban industrial Gujarat would support BJP in the same fashion that they have been in the recent past. I know it's difficult to take a guess out there, but does the voting turnout indicate anything? Can there be an educated guess that experts like you would like to take?
So let me repeat. I mean, the voters are long on Narendra Modi because there is a certain amount of trust invested in him. And the anger in the industrial hubs and among the business communities is, I think, less about GST and demonetization and more about the attitude and arrogance of the party and the government in Gujarat. I think what Narendra Modi has been trying over the past few meetings is to reconnect with those people and re-establish that fulcrum of trust. I don't know how well that's playing out because no voters sort of going to reveal his mind. But the question that will haunt the BJP and particularly Amit Shah is, have they done enough to assuage the business people in the urban centers? I think it is not just about losing market share or revenues. I think it is about pride. Their pride has been hurt.
Shankkar, I've been asking this to Sanjay Pugalia over the last couple of times that we had this conversation as well. And I know it's extremely difficult to figure out or gauge what the final finish could look like. But just wondering, do you think, or if from whatever you're learning after this first phase is over, would a tally over 100, 105, 110 be indicative of a strong victory for BJP, considering that almost everybody right now is talking about a neck-to-neck finish?
I think the perception that it will be a neck-to-neck finish, I'm not able to buy that. I don't subscribe to it. Just because the vote shares are 43-43, I don't think the seat shares will be equal or close. The intensity of the campaign suggests that there will be a major difference. So, yesterday I said to someone that the result will be between a sweep and a surprise. And while conventional wisdom says that the BJP, and particularly since Mr. Modi has invested so much time in it, cannot lose, somebody I spoke with said in one sentence which all market players would understand. And he said that Congress avi na shake, Congress na avi ye kahi na shake.
Okay.
And that is said by somebody who I deeply respect in his knowledge of Gujarat. So I think the odds are out there. The tussle, as I said, Congress wants voters to go short on BJP, even as they say, stay long on Narendra Modi. That's a tough challenge.
Yeah, well, I buy your argument, and I buy your Gujarati as well. That was a really fine effort, Shankkar, I must say. Though I must also tell you, if the market reaction is to be believed the last couple of days, for now the market is not going short on a probable election surprise, which would be a negative surprise. But let's wait and watch. You never know. There could be a slip between the cup and the lip as well. Shankkar, we'll talk to you a lot more during the course of the next few days. But thank you so much for taking the time out this early morning and being on the show.